Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Welcome to Fired Up Friday. I'm me as always, but this week we have a badass guest, one of my favorite people in the world, insanely talented singer songwriter, Mr. Justin Moore. What's going on, brother?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Dude, I'm not doing as good as you. I still look like I'm in a cheap ass limo or like a double wide strip club, and you look like you sitting on the pool, man.
Hey, well, I was firing it up for you. Fired up Friday, man. I was firing it up for you. Oh, hey, BG, if you go outside, man, it's still daylight. You know you can walk outside.
Dude, I'm serious as hell. It's dark outside.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. I'm Central Time, and you're Eastern, so I didn't think about that. So.
Yep, it's dark out there, pitch dark. So, how's your world, man? I know, dude. For us, we've talked about it for weeks. It's this quarantine thing, this COVID thing is just absolutely insane, and man, we're still trying to figure stuff out. How y'all holding up on your end?
You know, Brantley, man, you and I have talked a lot over the last couple of weeks in particular. And, you know, we certainly, you and I have it, you know, much better than a lot of folks out there. And certainly we appreciate, you know, the opportunities that the good Lord's given us, and the fact that, you know, I'm not concerned about putting food on my table for my kiddos and my wife, and I'm not concerned about paying my house note and all that stuff like some people are out there. But still, man, I do feel like there's something inside me that I can't really let out. You know, I'm not having the opportunity to go do what I love, and I just happen to do what I love for a living, you know, because I've been so blessed over the years with my career. But certainly know that a lot of folks out there are hurting a lot worse than I am right now. I miss what I do. I really do. And you said it when we talked recently, that, you know, it's what we do and it's who we are, to get out on the bus and go play shows. And I miss it so bad. And I know you do too, because we've talked about it. But at the same time, I'm trying to take a step back and enjoy and make the most of the time that I do have here at home with the kids and my wife, and realize that a lot of people out there are hurting worse than I am, and just you know, trying to be cognizant of that. So, but it's tough, man. I miss. You brought up on my podcast. You brought up the fact that, you know, we obviously have families at home, but we have families out there on the road also. And you have a little bigger outfit than I do probably, but I've got 20 plus guys and gals that travel with me on a weekly basis. And I haven't seen them in almost 3 months, man. I miss the interactions backstage and all that stuff.
Oh, for sure, man. The locker room.
That's it.
Now, you were talking about it. So, for those of you that didn't know about it or missed it this past Tuesday, Justin, you have been doing a podcast, and I was actually honored to be a guest on there this week. And
the first guest.
The first.
I duped you into believing it was worth your time.
No, it was well worth my time. Well worth my time. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard it here first. I was the original guest on the Justin Moore podcast. Dude, if somebody wanted to watch that every week, how do they go about finding it? Is it just how do they do it?
Yeah, well, man, I'm really, you and I also discussed this. We're kind of, at this point, we're like low-tech rednecks. We ain't high-tech rednecks yet, like George Jones was, like that he sang about. But no, man, you know, it's an idea, BG, that I've had for 3 or 4 years, man. You know, my tour manager, JR, he's a character. He's a star at something. I ain't figured out what yet. There are probably multiple things, but he's just a character, great guy, great friend of mine, family member. I was just talking about road family. And and it's something that I've thought about doing for a while now because I'm not the greatest with social media. In complete transparency, I don't run my sites, and you may or may not. I don't know. Periodically, I'm the one who does my Twitter, but outside of that, I approve everything that's said, and it's my voice, but I'm not the one actually going on and hitting send or post or whatever. And so I've always tried to find ways to connect with my fans outside of, going out and doing meet greets and shows and that kind of stuff. And something I've thought about for a while. And when this first started, golly, almost 3 months ago now, I've always used the excuse that I didn't have the time to do a podcast. And certainly I don't have that excuse right now because we have all the time in the world. And so I thought, what, let's just put it together. And if the fans end up digging it, great. And if they don't, no big deal. We're just trying to provide as much content for the fans until we get back out on the road, at least as we possibly can. And so, we've put 2 of them out there. This week was our second one, which was the one that you were on, and you were kind enough to join us and do, and I very much appreciate it. And then we're going to put them out each Tuesday. And the way that we're doing them is we're doing a season 1 that'll have 15 episodes, and then our season 2 that we're planning for already was supposed to be back out on the road. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Just like you, we're kind of taking it day by day on that kind of stuff. But it really has been fun, man. It's been a fun, different way to connect to the fans. And that was a long-winded answer, but to answer your question, anywhere podcasts are found, Apple, Spotify, you can go on your smartphone and type in the podcast app, the Justin Moore Podcast, and you'll be able to subscribe, like, comment. Apparently all those things matter. I'm learning on the fly, but please do so.
Awesome, man. I know we had an awesome talk, and it was we got the opportunity with that to dive into a lot of different subjects that I'm sure we won't get on here tonight. But if y'all get a chance, you need to check that out. We had a lot of fun, and it's really informative, man. I feel like I got to listen to it a little bit early because you sent it to me to approve and all, and man, it was really like a behind the scenes, like in-depth conversation. A lot of things, I feel like you answered a lot of questions that people wouldn't know to ask in a meet and greet or in a VIP, right, something like that. It was a really cool behind the scenes look. But you were talking about running social media and stuff, man. I feel like one of the things that people respect about us is that we are a little bit old school in that we don't live in selfie mode, and I get that that's the new thing. And, I got Snapchat because my wife sends out little videos of my kids and stuff, and I get them on there. I got like 2 friends on it, but, I see stuff on there from other artists like every 5 minutes, just bang, 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 bang. And man, I don't know, maybe we're a little bit old school. I just feel like nobody really wants to know if I'm going through McDonald's to get a cheeseburger. And if you want to know that, I'm not real sure I want to know you. That shit's just
yeah, it's I don't know if we're old school or if we're old. BG.
Both.
Yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, you're a year younger than me, right? You're 35.
Yep.
And I'm 36. So you graduated in 01, high school?
I graduated in 03, but I was old.
Oh, 03. Yeah. I'm 02. Okay. I'm not good at math. But anyway, yeah, I was 02. So the thing is, like, we're the generation right before all the smartphones and phones. And I got my first cell phone when I was, I think, a senior in high school. And that was the little Nokia that had Snake on it. If you remember, so
volume button on the
yeah.
side.
I mean, I remember having a pager and thinking I was just, the stuff, man. And all it ended up being was a way for my parents to get my butt home,
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, we didn't grow up with it, and so, and even, when I started my career, when I signed my record deal was '07, and social media, MySpace was just kind of becoming a thing, but it really wasn't a tool that our industry used that much. And then just boom, Facebook, and then all the things that have came after that. So it really wasn't a thing until, a few years ago for me, where I realized how important that it was and could be, and how helpful it could be. And so we're old school, because I think we're both old souls. You and I have had a lot of conversations over the years about that, but really we're not that generation. We didn't grow up with it, and we're not as well versed in it as my 10-year-old who's in the house right now.
It's a lot, man.
It really is.
Dude, I love these comments right now, are cracking me up, man. There's a couple on here that they're kind of poking at us a little bit for not knowing, not being more up to date. And some folks are out here saying you're both younger than us. The Nokia, man. And you remember like the Nextel chirp?
Oh yeah.
Did you have one of those?
I didn't have the next one I got that I thought I was just a badass was when I got a Razor.
Yeah.
Which was like the coolest thing ever, but it was the crappiest phone I ever had. So, but yeah, I saw a speaking of comments from fans, I saw and I thought it was a really good idea, actually, and you and I should talk about it. But we talked about last week how we've done a number of songs together over the years. Somebody, I don't remember if it was your side or my side, but somebody commented that we should do a duets album together, and I'm thinking that's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Willie and Waylon and those guys used to do it all the time, and I don't think anybody's done it in a long time. So
I don't think they have either. That may be something to look into. We've got enough.
Sure.
A small EP right now. We've done a bunch together already, and
yeah.
For those of you that may not know, Justin's got a song on one of his records called "More Middle Fingers." It's one of my favorite songs done. It just kind of that was just a fun song, and we've got "Small Town Throwdown," and we jumped on one. Well, Hank Jr. did "Born to Boogie."
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, that was an incredible experience, man. Just to be able to be on a song with him and you both, that was just something I'll never forget.
Yeah, that was incredible, man. I mean, I know you, like me, were influenced heavily by him and his writing and his stage show and his playing and just kind of all of his artistry. And then, we've talked about it a bunch, but the fact that when you get the opportunity to work with your buddies, that people you respect what they do from an artist perspective, but you know them as human beings, and you respect them as much, if not more, for the person that they are, like I do you. It makes it that much more special, man. It really is a lot of fun. And I was talking to somebody, might have been my wife, earlier today, because we were talking about me jumping on and doing this, and we're talking about how long ago it was that we did the tour with you. And I said, man, we ever get to go back on tour, we may have to do that again. That was just too much fun.
Oh, dude. And for some of you that are just tuning in, this is Mr. Justin Moore, one of my best friends. Definitely one of my best friends in the business, and just we're talking about doing songs together and playing shows together. Man, I tell you, especially when you get along with somebody, when you're already friends with somebody and you go on the road with them, it's already a good time. But what's really cool is, we were talking about it on your podcast, like, members of our bands and crews start hanging out and become friends, and man, it's really just, it becomes all one big family out there, and there's never a dull moment, and dude, you got a bunch of awesome guys with you, and I'm really proud of the family we got. And I know a lot of them are watching right now. So those of you that are in our crews and our band guys, man, we love y'all and miss y'all. I feel like I can speak for both of us when I say that.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
One of my guys, our guitar player, well, he's our utility player. He plays a little bit of everything. His name's BJ Golden. You remember BJ?
Oh yeah.
He had some surgery today, so he's laid up probably watching. Had a little shoulder surgery going on, so that is one thing. Is giving people time to do all the things they need to do to get ready to load the gun and pull the trigger again. We need to get back at it. So, speaking of songs, man, your current single. I told you we've been building a man cave, and a lot of my guys, that work with me on the road have been coming and helping, and for the sake of being, well, the hell with all that. We work together, so if we break 6 feet, we break 6 feet. But that's been one of the only ways we've been able to hang out, is to get together and work a little bit on it. And we had country radio on, and they were spinning that new song you got, man. That's why we're drinking. Dude, I got to tell you, I ain't drank nothing in 9 years. Those of you that don't know, I'm allergic to alcohol. I actually break out in handcuffs. But dude, even from the guy that don't drink, that song is something else, man. Y'all killed it.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a fun song, man. We, coming off of a song like the ones that didn't make it back home, which was just super emotional, and as well as I do, when you put a new single out on the radio, you go out and promote the heck out of that thing, whether it be you're on tour or you're visiting radio stations, kind of all of the above, really. And in meet and greets, if you have a song like that that's really emotional, you hear these stories from people each and every night, which is a huge honor and a huge blessing that people feel comfortable enough to share their personal stories with you. And it was awesome. But after coming off of a song like that was really emotional, it was good for us to come back and do another, party fun kind of tune. And I had this idea for a couple of years while we drank, and I'll tell you the story behind the idea. As you know, my mom and dad live like 600 yards from me, and my mom and dad and my wife and I were at dinner one night at like Chili's or Fridays or something like that, and so I ordered a drink, and our appetizer, our food or whatever, was taking a little while to come out. And so I ordered like 2 more. And my mom, who, mind you, is drinking a margarita at the time, goes, "Why do you drink so much?" And I go, "What? I really never thought about it. I like it. I don't know. A lot of reasons. I don't know." And so I told this idea to Casey Beathard and David Lee Murphy, who co-wrote the song with me. And David Lee goes, "Because it's Friday, because it's Monday, and I go, "Yes, every reason. That's why, every reason." And so, man, some of them, or a lot of them, don't go this way, but the ones that do, you're like, "Oh, thank you." We probably wrote that song, BG, in 25, 30 minutes. And we knew right away, this might have a chance, And so, fortunately, we went in the studio and didn't royally screw it up. And country radio has been super supportive of it. And I think it's been good for us to kind of like you, really. I think our safe place is the party anthem type things. And that's where at least I feel most comfortable. At times I have a problem with vulnerability, and so it's been fun to see it do as well as it's done, and if it keeps going, great. But if not, I think it's certainly served its purpose,
Oh, dude, it's already a home run. And I tell you what I love about songs like that make it too is, when you're playing festivals and stuff, it's one thing to have a ballad work, or mid tempo work, and you play them, and you know people still sing along, but it's something else to have a party song when because those shows are parties, and a lot of times, man, if you slow it down enough, to play some of your slower stuff, it can be difficult to keep people engaged, and you want it to be a healthy roller coaster, right?
Yep.
It can be hard to dig out of those holes sometimes. So, man, you have to love it when one of the rockers works.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if I've ever told you this story. We told a couple stories on my podcast. I don't think I've ever told you this story. Speaking of those kind of anthemic party type songs. So Scott Borchetta, the head of our record label, because for those of you out there who don't know, BG and I are not only friends, but we actually are label mates. And so this was years ago. I don't remember which album Bottoms Up was for you. You may or may not remember. I don't know. I forget all mine too. I mean, but so I, typically the way that I work with Scott, and I don't know how you guys do it, but I'll bring in like 20 songs that I just wrote or something, and then we kind of go from there. We weed out the ones that are, we don't think are as good as the others, and we kind of build like building a set list. We build like an album, and then we go from there.
Oh yeah.
So I wrote a song called Bottoms Up, and it was good, but I didn't think it was great, to be honest. I thought it could be a hit record, but it was not a no-brainer. And you know exactly what I'm talking about as a songwriter. You go, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it could. Yeah. I wouldn't, whatever. He plays me yours, and I go, just scratch mine, put his out. And right after I say that, I'm standing in his office. Right after I say that, he goes, "Thank you for saying that, because I was going to ask you if you would do me a favor and never put that song out, because we have a smash on BG that's called Bottoms Up." And it was totally different, just the same idea, So
yeah.
I don't think I've ever told you that story though.
That's awesome. I love that, dude. I was talking to another songwriter about this the other day. I feel like it's almost like every song's been written, man. It's like finding another way or a more personal way to say it, or a different approach. But it's so funny, man. A lot of times, something new will come out, and people will be like, "Oh, that's just like this, or that's like that, or you robbed this or stole that." It's not necessarily that at all. I think if it's hard to really cover new ground as a songwriter. It's really finding a different way to say it, or a different way to approach it. But I love that story. I'm about to call Scott when we get off of here.
Yeah.
I usually call him on Fridays when we're done with this, and just kind of give him a rundown and see what he thinks.
We may have to do a 3-way call, because he'll remember it. We were standing in his office, and he goes, "Would you do me a favor?" and he played me Your Bottoms Up, and I go, "I'm not even doing you a favor. That's the one that needs to go out, not mine, man." So,
man, we were blessed with that song. That was one of the fun ones at work, and
it was one of the coolest videos ever, by the way. Wasn't that like the 50s style video? Wasn't that like the
30s? Yeah, 30s, 40s.
Or 30s, excuse me. Yeah. It was like a gangster kind of thing, right? That was a really neat video, and completely different than anything that I've ever seen, at least. I mean, that was really neat. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely despise doing videos. Hate them.
It can be, yeah.
Hate them.
Yeah, because what a lot of people don't know. Well, I tell you this: I like the video that we did for Fired Up, and the video we did for Small Town Throwdown. Those are like
that was a fun one.
Right? I feel like they all have their vibe, and if it's a more serious song, it's definitely, it can be painstaking, man, because you do the same thing over and over and over again. And for folks that are watching, we're talking about making music videos, dude. I tell you, the most awkward to me is the performance when you're having to like perform to or around the camera. And a lot of times there's just a crowd of people standing around watching you sing to background music.
and a lot of times, man, it's like most of you folks out there listening, like they're running it through like a little Bluetooth speaker, and somebody's holding it up next to you. Like, I mean, y'all may be more pro than that. I don't know, but that's typically somebody's holding it just off frame.
Yeah.
For me, and I can hear it now. And I don't know if you do this or not, but they always tell you lip sync or whatever. I can't lip sync. So I sing it. We do these takes a lot, and so I sing it, complete voice, full voice, every time we do it. I don't know. Can you lip sync and make it look natural, or do you have to sing like I do?
No, I feel like, dude, every now and then when you watch a music video and you're watching somebody do their thing and you can tell their lips when they like shake the bottom lip and shit. Dude, it's super, super awkward. So, no, I have to. But another thing is, man, I don't know about you, but a lot of songs, man, I have to like make weird faces to get to a note or something. So it's
yeah. You made like that ugly face.
Yeah.
Like I've made faces in videos and they've left that edit in where it looks like I'm crapping my britches or something. or it looks like I'm trying not to crap my britches. One of the two. I don't know.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. We get the video we did for Fired Up, man, was like, I was telling people, it was like a flashback to a few years before I got married or whatever. It's like a nonstop party. It was like just
right.
A bunch of my buddies, and a lot of my biker brothers were there, man, and it was kind of just a hang with them. I got to spend time with them, and it was almost like we didn't even know we were filming most of the time.
Right. But those are the good ones, man. Those are the good ones.
So we got, aside from that, our new single, folks. We've been talking about it for a few weeks. In the next few days, man, I got a song dropping called "Hard Days," and it's definitely not a party song, but it's one of those, man, that I think is relevant to what's going on right now. But it's not something that's really geared towards what's going on right now. It was written long before what we're going through with the COVID thing ever happened, and man, it's just one of those songs that kind of meets you where you are, and it's just about taking the good with the bad, and about kind of finding hope or just acknowledging hope, and I'm really excited about it because I think when it comes to us, you said it, like a lot of times we're the party song guys, and it's very seldom do we get the opportunity to put a song out that's more than skin deep, and I'm excited about this one. It's a songwriter song. It's one of those that really could stand on its own, if it was poetry, if there wasn't a melody to it. It's just something I'm super proud of, and wrote it with a killer group of guys, man, and just really stoked, man. I'm looking forward to you hearing. I'm looking forward to all of you being able to hear that one, and it's. I don't know what the video for that one will be. We're supposed to start talking about that thing, but it's going to be one of those awkward ones where even if you're having it, like, no matter what mood you're in, you got to get in that pocket. You can't be, laughing too much, or you really got to be in that zone. So but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good one.
I can't. Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. I know how much you love the song and how much, or how proud, rather, you are of the song. And so I'm excited for you, for that song to come out.
Well, I appreciate it, my brother. I really do. Well, all of you that are in here watching, man, just so you know, we love and care about y'all, man. We appreciate everything you do for us, and we miss the hell out of being on the road, man. I want to thank you so much for taking the time, not only tonight but Monday. We did a moment of silence at 3 o'clock. You took time out, away from your family, 2 days this week to hang out with me, and although I think the thing Monday was super special and a really cool thing that will definitely be a tradition now. I do appreciate you taking your time to hang out and chat with me, man, and I know these folks do as well.
Yeah, well, man, right back at you. Again, we talked early in the week about or on my podcast, and I know, man, just like me, you're getting asked to do a million things each and every week, and for you to take the time to join me and in my deal, and the fact that I could do this and the thing on Memorial Day, I'm honored to be able to do. And you know this, whether we were on here or not, you know this. I do anything in the world for you, man. You call me any hour of the night, and I'll be right there for you.
Right back at you, my brother. Right back at you. And we will try to get a show together for these folks because I know they,
a tour.
Yeah, we need a whole tour.
A tour.
We need a whole kit and caboodle.
Because you're playing golf now, which is another bone I'd like to pick with you. We ain't got time right now, but we'll have to do this again.
I had to find a dad hob, what I call it, man, like a dad hobby.
No, I just tease people with this, and maybe we'll do this again on another Fired Up Friday.
That sounds like a plan.
Is this joker right here? Now, from what I understand, never played golf in his life, goes out and just smokes at 350 off the tee every time, and that really is irritating.
But what's bad
to a guy who's played for 30 years?
It goes 350 in every so I can't get it to go in the same spot twice.
I can't get it to go 220 in the same spot twice. So I'd rather hit it 350 out there.
Well, shoot, dude, we'll get together, tee them up, pick and grin a little bit, and give these folks something to laugh at, or man, just something positive, to look at and kind of. Dude, I look forward to these things every week because it's just kind of a breath of fresh air and a little bit of the positivity in the mix, man. I'm loving being around my wife and my kids, my family, but I do miss being out on the road and doing what we're programmed to do and being a road dog, man. That's all for over half my life, that's all I've done. I know you the same way. So, folks that are ready for us to get back your direction, we're ready to get to you. I promise. You're not alone in that. And man, we're thinking about you and praying for y'all, and we love you and care about you and can't wait to see you, brother. I will catch up to you. I will talk to you soon. And man, thanks again for taking the time to hang out, man. I really do appreciate it, and I know these folks do too.
Hey, thanks for having me, buddy. And I echo your thoughts. We're praying for and thinking about all you folks out there. I promise you, be patient with us. We will be out there as soon as we possibly can. I promise you, because we want to be out there really bad. And as Brantley pointed out last week on my podcast, our wives want us to be out there really, really bad too. So thanks for having me, brother. Have a great weekend. And I know we'll be talking soon, buddy.
You got it, brother. Everybody, y'all check out Justin Moore's podcast. Check out his new single, That's Why We Drink. Check him out on socials. I promise you this dude will not disappoint you. He's a down-to-earth, just real ass badass dude. I love you, bro, and I appreciate you taking the time. Everybody, that is it for this week's Fired Up Friday. Y'all know the deal. Drink one for me. I may smoke one for you, and we'll see you on the flip, brother.